As 7th class student, today we'll discuss about part 3rd, that is social and political life. Lesson number 2, healthcare services in India. In a democracy, the government is responsible for the well-being of the people. Therefore, it is also responsible for developing, implementing and monitoring plans and programs for improving the health of the people, which has a large impact on the fitness of the nation. Therefore, it is vital for the government to arrange for medical facilities to care for and protect its citizens from a range of ailments. Health means to remain free from any kind of sickness or injury, which could be physical or psychological. Good health in the broader sense comprises several other factors such as access to clean drinking water, pollution-free environment, adequate nutrition, hygienic living conditions, and active stress-free life. In order to combat health-related issues, we need to have suitable healthcare services like hospitals, laboratories, blood banks, latest equipments, medicines, and qualified doctors and nurses to promptly diagnose and treat all kinds of ailments. Healthcare in India. Let us look at some facts related to the healthcare services in India to understand the present scenario. India has the largest number of medical institutions in the world, from where 15,000 medical experts pass out every year. Since 1950, there has been a considerable increase in the number of healthcare facilities, especially hospitals. From 2,717 hospitals in 1950, it has grown to 18,218 hospitals in 2000. There has been a surge in medical tourism. People from all over the world come to get themselves treated at hospitals which are comparable with the best in the world. India is the 4th largest manufacturers and leading exporters of medicine in the world. Another half of the children in India do not get sufficient food and suffer from malnutrition. A majority of India's population do not have access to clean drinking water. It is a fact that 21% of all infectious diseases are waterborne. As a result, a large number of people suffer from diarrhea, jaundice, hepatitis, cholera, etc. Even after so many years of independence, approximately 5 million people die from tuberculosis every year. In addition, about 2 million cases of malaria are reported every year. In comparison to urban areas, the ratio of qualified medical professionals and healthcare facilities in the rural areas is appallingly low. Moreover, in large parts of rural India, people still have to travel long distances to consult a health care expert. Often people die due to lack of prompt and apt treatment. Hence, it is obvious that a result of extraordinary improvements attained in the field of medical sciences and availability of good doctors, nurses and medical facilities India certainly has the ability to take care of its large population. However, despite so many increasing advancement, a large proportion of population of our country suffers or dies due to delay in treatment or inaccessibility to proper health care facilities. In this chapter, we examine the reason for this ironic state of affairs and also the measures government has adopted to resolve the issue. Story of Mukundra Bala. A 65 years old man, a mason by profession, fractured his hip bone in a mishap near his residence in Barbia near Kolkata. Bala was at first taken to the Barasat district hospital, from where he was referred to the R.G. Kar Medical College and Hospital, as the previous one did not have the requisite facility to carry out the surgical procedure. He was, however, denied admission by the R.G. Kar Medical College and then by the Medical College and Hospital Calcutta, and has the NRS Medical College Hospital too, on the excuse that there was no vacant bed. This happened in spite of a Supreme Court ruling according to which no hospital can deny admission to an emergency patient. After spending 4 days in utter agony and pain, he was finally admitted at the Calcutta National Medical College on the 5th day after the media reported his story and the empathy of the government-run hospitals. Cost of cure. Shirish and Raghu are childhood friends but come from very different backgrounds. Shirish's father is a businessman while Raghu's father is a sales assistant at a superstore. Every evening they play football in the nearby park. Raghu's where he has been, asked Shirish as they entered the park. I had fever and diarrhea, said Raghu. Shirish responded, me too. Did you go to the hospital? Yes, said Raghu. Shirish could not control his excitement and started recounting his visit to the hospital. The hospital was so stylish, just like a five-star hotel. Dad said it was a private hospital and one of the best in the city. At the reception, we paid rupees 500 as consultancy fees and were asked to wait at the lounge in the children's ward where melodious music was playing in the background. When our turn came, a woman doctor examined me and asked to get certain tests done, for which we had to deposit another rupees 2000. I was afraid, but the man who took my blood samples for testing was friendly, said Shirish. The other day we again went to collect the test results and consult the doctor. The doctor went through my reports and said, nothing to worry. He has contracted a stomach infection. Since he appears to be dilated and weak, we will admit him and give saline. I am also prescribing a 7-day course of 2 tablets for stomach infection and 1 for fever. I was in the hospital for 7 days and had a gala time. I had a big room with a television in which I could watch all my favorite cartoons. How was your hospital? Asked Srish. Raghu said, Oh, well, nothing like yours. We went to a government hospital and stood in a long queue and the OPD control counter at 9 a.m. After almost 2 hours, when our turn came, the doctor examined me only for 2 minutes and prescribed me a few tests. We again went through the ordeal of the standing in a long queue in the testing laboratory. People were pushing and shoving each other. All this made me more sick. We were asked to come and collect the report after 2 days. After 2 days, we went to collect the result. The doctor glanced through the report and mentioned that I had diarrhea. He prescribed me medicines for stomach infection and asked me to drink boiled water. He said it was normal for children to fall sick during this season. Sri said we spent over 4,000 on my illness along with many heavy dose medicines I had to take. Raghu was surprised to hear the amount Sri had spent, since he just had to spend rupees 150 on hospital and medication.